Before we begin, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon so you never miss our latest uploads. Alright, let's get into it. Today we're diving into one of the most awkward and controversial moments to hit the MMA world. A live interview between UFC legend Sean Strickland and media personality Nina Marie Daniele, better known as Nina Drama. What started off as another playful back and forth quickly went off the rails when Strickland asked a shocking personal question. One that left Nina visibly uncomfortable and reportedly walking off the stream. The aftermath? A firestorm of reactions, media outrage, and fans arguing over whether Strickland was just being his unfiltered self, or if he finally crossed the line. Let's break down what really happened, what was said, and why this moment has the entire MMA community divided. Sean Strickland is not your ordinary fighter. He's the guy who'll tell reporters to shut up mid-question, spar fans in the gym, and post rants that make Dana White's PR team sweat bullets. But this time, it wasn't inside the cage. It was during an interview with Nina Drama, one of MMA's most recognizable social media personalities. Nina built her reputation on lighthearted, flirty, and sometimes provocative interviews with fighters. From asking cheeky questions to pulling funny reactions out of UFC stars, her chemistry with Sean Strickland was always a strange mix, part friendly, part hostile, part you never know what he'll say next. That unpredictability turned out to be both her biggest asset and her worst nightmare. During a recent live session, Sean threw out an off-the-wall hypothetical question, a line so awkward that it sent shockwaves through the stream. He asked something along the lines of, "Would you be okay with Nina getting active with another man for $1 billion? It wasn't a joke everyone found funny. Viewers say Nina froze up, looking genuinely uncomfortable as Sean pushed the question further, laughing and riffing in his usual unfiltered style. Moments later, Nina reportedly left the stream, cutting the conversation short. No official video clip has surfaced showing the exact billion-dollar phrasing, but this version of events spread quickly through Reddit threads and MMA comment sections. And considering Sean's history of crossing boundaries on air, fans didn't find it hard to believe. Once the clip, or at least the story, hit the internet, chaos erupted. Some fans said, "That's just Sean being Sean. He's always raw, always real." Others weren't so forgiving. "Have some self-respect," one commenter blasted Nina for putting up with that kind of talk. Another wrote, "Sean's gone too far. That's not funny. That's disrespect." The divide was immediate. Half the MMA community laughed it off as another wild Strickland moment. The other half called it humiliating and gross. Major outlets like news.com.au ran headlines such as "Influencers UFC interview savage by fans," while the New York Post highlighted the provocative tone of Strickland's conversation with Nina, saying it blurred the line between edgy banter and straight-up disrespect. Here's where the story gets even stranger. In past interviews, Sean has called Nina a little sister. He's even said that the idea of being romantic with her makes him feel gross. Yet those comments stand in sharp contrast to the tone of this latest exchange. That contradiction lit a fire online. How can someone claim sister-like affection while publicly embarrassing that same person in front of thousands of viewers? Was it a joke gone wrong, or something deeper? A power play meant to put Nina on the defensive? The hypocrisy became the heart of the controversy. Fans weren't just debating the question, they were questioning Sean's motives and his respect for female interviewers in general. As the story picked up traction, it became a full-blown media circus. Clips from their earlier interviews resurfaced, moments where Sean made crude jokes, laughed off sensitive questions, or told Nina to have thicker skin. In isolation, each seemed harmless. But in the context of this billion-dollar question, fans saw a pattern. A man who enjoys dominating conversations and pushing women into uncomfortable territory for the sake of entertainment. One Reddit user wrote, "Sean Strickland is like a car crash. You can't look away, but you know it's bad." Another countered, "He's the only one in the UFC who's real. Everyone else is fake." The split reactions highlight what makes Sean such a polarizing figure. To some, he's brutally honest. To others, he's just brutal. So, what about Nina herself? As of now, she hasn't made a detailed public statement about this specific stream. However, fans noticed subtle clues. She posted less content immediately afterward, and her usual playful tone on social media shifted to a more serious vibe. She's joked in past clips that editing is my best friend, hinting that not every wild moment from Sean makes it to the final cut. That line now hits differently. Was this one of those moments that was too much to leave in, Whether she left midstream out of genuine frustration or simply to diffuse tension, the message was clear. Sean Strickland can be entertaining, but he can also cross lines that leave people speechless. This moment isn't just about one awkward question, it's about power dynamics in MMA media. You have a world champion known for violent knockouts sitting across from a female interviewer whose job is to keep things light and entertaining. The fighter holds the fame, the physical presence, and the audience's attention. One offhand remark from him can instantly put her in an impossible position. Laugh along and get criticized for enabling it, or push back and risk being labeled sensitive. This is why so many viewers found the situation uncomfortable. It wasn't just a joke, it was a display of dominance, the kind that doesn't happen in the cage, but on camera. Here's the twist. Sean Strickland might actually want this. He's not just fighting opponents, he's fighting the system. The more outrage he creates, the more clicks he gets. He's built a persona around saying what no one else will, even if it burns every bridge on the way. So, was this humiliation intentional? Was it his way of staying relevant during a quiet period between fights? Or was it simply the raw personality of a man who doesn't filter a single word before it leaves his mouth? Fans can't decide, and that's exactly why his name keeps trending. Since the controversy, Nina's fans have rallied around her, calling for respect and professionalism in MMA media. Meanwhile, Sean hasn't apologized, not that anyone expected him to. He's doubled down on being the most real guy in the sport, continuing to post content that mixes truth, trolling, and total unpredictability. The clip, whether accurately remembered or exaggerated, has now become part of the growing legend of Sean Strickland, the man who can't be censored, even when he probably should be. So, fight fans, here's the real question. Was Sean Strickland just being Sean, unfiltered, brutally honest, and entertaining? Or did he cross a line that no fighter should cross, especially towards someone he once called a little sister? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Nina should respond publicly? Should the UFC intervene when fighters use their platforms to humiliate media figures? Or is this just another viral chapter in the unpredictable world of MMA entertainment? Hit that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell so you never miss the latest controversies shaking up the fight world. Because when chaos hits the octagon, we're the first to cover it.